Good morning, afternoon, evening. Hello, hello, Foxfires. Welcome, Blaze. Hello, Gigi. Hello, Rocks. Hello, Bean. Hello, Maple Chicken. Welcome in. And also, Anonymous, thank you so much for the gift sub to Maple Chicken. I hope you enjoy your chicken emotes, Maple. I know you will. I know you will. Foxstars, be sure to give Maple Chicken some love. If you like kitsunes and chickens, you won't be disappointed. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Hello, Pepe. Anonymous. Welcome, welcome. You guys doing well? All right, I think ads are going to be over pretty soon, so let's jump to here. 10 seconds. Close enough. Close enough. Hello, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Tired? Are you tired? I had a busy day today. I had a very busy day today, so I'm a little bit tired, but I'm actually not doing too bad. I got my, I got a bubble tea beside me. It is a fancy oolong tea that I got when I was on vacation with some homemade bubbles in it. That's some good hydration right there. But yeah, I've had a very, very busy last couple of days because I have been making Camp Foxfire merch. Let's go. Oh, also, we announced the date for our Camp Foxfire event too. Hold on, let me see if I can find the images for it, because we can talk about it. The dates have been released for Camp Foxfire. Here they are, here they are. So, first week, it's gonna be giant. Hold on. Boom! There it is. Camp Foxfire schedule. Ta-da! It is here. Did I hear merch? I've been making merch. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. But yeah, this is what the schedule is going to be looking. So it's going to be from June 24th to, hold on, July 7th. So it's going to be like 2 weeks long. So this is like the first week here, and then we got a second week here. Hold on, we'll look at this one after, but I have it here. So first week, of course, we got Dave the Diver. We're going to be watching some Yuru Camp in the Discord. And of course, we're going to be doing some special baking streams and stuff. And then we will have a charity event as well, too. So there'll be some like fun things that I have planned for that day as well. That will come later. Once we get closer, I'll show some more stuff that we're going to be doing for that. And then also for the second week, bum, ta-da! We will have our hardcore community Minecraft. So we'll have hopefully a Minecraft server up that we can do some hardcore Minecraft in. Hopefully I last for 2 streams. If I don't, then we'll end up going back probably to Dave the Diver. But hopefully I can handle 2 days of living in Minecraft in hardcore mode. We'll see, we'll see. And then we'll also do some Stardew Valley baking as well in there. I know, hardcore. This is so cool. Thank you. I'm stinky. My shower. Go get your shower. Go get your shower. Yeah, so this will be our 3rd annual Camp Foxfire. I think it's our 3rd, right? It started in 2021. Yeah, so this is our 3rd time doing it. And then, yes, of course, there will be merch, as always. I was making some of it today, and it looks so cool. I am so excited to show you some of the stuff that we have. It's going to be good. So that I will have some more banners and showcases for the merch later. But I figured I would get the schedule up so that like early, so that if any of you guys wanted to really make one day or another day, you can add it to your calendars and not miss out, right? So what happened to our music? Wait, my browser died? I was like, what happened to the music? The straight up browser, I think, just crashed. Let's go back to YouTube. Let's go back to our music. It just said no on me. There we go. Who knows? But yeah, so I wanted to get the schedule out to you guys as quickly as I could. So you can kind of plan a little bit, see if there's something specific you want to join in for, so on and so forth. We will have the badges there is 4 new badges to collect for Camp Foxfire. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited. There may or may not be a new Chibli model. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. That will be coming out as well for it. So yeah. So when do we get a sash that holds all the badges? We'll have to see, Chance. We'll have to see. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would be pretty cool. I could go for a sash. But yeah, we got 4 new badges, and then I figured too, you could probably request past badges too, like with this season as well too. So if you missed out on the past and there's like a badge you really want, I can get them up too for you guys. But yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be real good. But for today, what are we doing? How far back? I figure but we can go back to the beginning. Because I'd feel bad if like some people missed out and stuff and wanted special badges. So I figured you're like, if you could show me some arson in Minecraft, I can award you your badge. Give you your arson badge. Yeah. So today we are gonna there's the arson. We are gonna be continuing. Time to burn a forest again. Easy, because this time it's gonna be in hardcore mode, so be careful. Be careful. But yes, for today, so we didn't get to do our lessons, our art lessons on Tuesday this week. So we're gonna be doing it today because we still want to keep up on it and keep going through the course and everything. So we've actually finished through all of chapter, well, I think it's chapter 2 because chapter 1 is just the intro of them like introducing themselves. So all of chapter 2 is finished. But basically the first chapter is all complete. We're now going into the second chapter, which is on body proportions. The impressions one? The impressions. I'm not sure I know what you mean by the impressions one. But yes, so we'll start off by doing a review like normal, and then go into the actual, or go into some critiques. If anybody wants any critiques on their own artwork, I can try to give some stuff, give my opinions. I'm only so good, but I can do my best to give some advice. And then we'll go into the actual lesson. So yeah. Oh, the young lady lively ones. Yeah, so that was technically last week's lesson. Yeah. So last week's lesson, I had a huge headache, so I couldn't quite teach. But I did go over it with you guys in the Discord, which was the drawing different character opinions. But it was basically just to finish up the last chapter. It was like you want to just draw a bunch of different looks and different feelings and different types of characters and stuff, all with everything that you have learned, essentially. So for this one, they wanted to do 4 different looks, which was the young lady, or like more like mature or whatever, a tsundari look, lively, and then a shy or crying or whatever, is the one examples that they did and they drew. And oh my goodness, Isham is amazing and does black magic, and they are so fast. They are so quick at drawing. I think they drew these 4 sketches in like the length of the class, which was like maybe like 40 minutes or something. So like 10 minutes a sketch, and it looked like perfect and amazing. But I tried to do my best and fastest. It was very difficult to keep up. I think I did it at about half their speed. So I think each of these took me like 20 minutes, but it was like real fast. So yeah, these were my attempts and version and homework. And then on top of that, it was basically just like, okay, apply everything you needed, or what everything that you've learned so far. So I've actually gone through and I did a bunch of head practices as my homework, so I can show those off. I just gotta find them. Hello, Shay Darkfire, welcome in. Faster, faster, slowly getting faster. I am getting faster. It is true, Chance. I am getting faster. Cause like one of those would take me like the 40 minutes before, I feel like. So 20 minutes per was doing pretty darn well, I would say, for my case. Let's see. Here they are, sketch portraits. There we go. Wait, that's the last one. We gotta start at the first one. So, yeah, so I started with Aqua. I think some of you have seen this. Aqua is a VTuber as well. VTuber that I love to watch, very good friend of mine. So yeah, I started with them. And, hello, is it Levi or Levy? I'm not sure. Welcome in. It's very pretty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to. Levy. Not like L-E-E or Lee. Bye. It's hard to tell. But yeah, so this is the aqua piece that I did. This is the first one. And I was pretty happy with this one, like when I first got it done. I was mostly really wanting to do this one to practice the hair shapes and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I think Aqua's hair will be a good one for practicing hair shapes. So that was kind of like my first attempt on here. Oh, I liked the lip on this one. I should have done this one maybe on the last one I did. I forgot. But yeah, so like I was just kind of applying different eyes and stuff like that. I was trying also through these pieces. I know I have a struggle of like getting eyes to look where I want them to look. So I've been really trying to work hard on that as well too. But yeah, so for this one, I was kind of going for that like more looking in the distance. Cool. We have a cool kakoi Aqua. So yeah, this was the first one that I did. And I did this one actually like relatively quickly too. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Foxfires. Go as well. Thank you. So yeah, that was this one. And then next one I did was our bunny. Our bunny fan art. And this one I did pretty quickly too, because we did this one on stream. So I think these sketches usually took me about 2 hours roughly-ish to do them. And this one I just wanted to do as a practice for, it was like the new League Champion that was coming out, and I was just really motivated to draw them because I thought they were super cute. I think this one, I was really impressed with the eyes and the glasses for me too. I was like really happy with how the eyes turned out. I thought they were like super sparkly. And then also thank you for the subby Drazim. Welcome to the Demon Army to you for 20 months now. Thank you. Yeah, I really like how this one turned out too. She's super cute. And the freckles and everything. But yeah, we did the sketch for this one on stream. And then I had 3 giveaways for my birthday stream. So I was doing those as, again, for practice because we're putting everything together. So we've been doing lots of head practice and facial expression practice and hair practice and sketching practice. So I gave away 3 commissions. So we had D-Kitty. So we did this one on stream from beginning to end. It was at the end of my stream here. So this is D-Kitty, another VTuber and lovely person, very good friend, who we drew on stream because D-Kitty was the winner. So yeah, this was the first one. And yeah, we did this one, again, like I said, beginning to end on the stream for this one. And I think I did kind of not too bad for like the time, because I did this one really quick. I think this one was like an hour that I spent on it. I could definitely see like some flaws in proportioning and stuff like that. I think maybe the hair should have been, I think the hairline is a little bit off on this one. But you know, we got there. I did this one quick, so that has value in its own, right? So yeah, that was this one that I did. And then after that, I started on the 2 others. I'd head pat. I agree. I'd head pat. But yeah, so then the other 2 I did. This one is for Din VT. So this was another VTuber. I really liked the pose for this one. I really was hoping, or I was trying, like they gave me a picture of their character, and to me, I was like, ooh, they look like a very like, to me, like mischievous look. So I was really proud of the pose for this one. I thought the low angle came across really well on this one. And yeah, like the mischievous emotion really came through well. And I was like, I did that too, like by, I was making sure like the pupils, the eyes, were kind of smaller, because I felt like, remember when we did the eye practice? I noticed that when you did like the smaller pupils, they tend to look more mischievous or devilish or sassy. So yeah, I took that into account when I did it. And I was really happy with the mouth too, like with the grin, and you can see like the teeth and stuff. I was really happy about that. So yeah, I really liked how this one turned out. Overall, for I think the pose nailed, and then the facial expression really did well too. And the nose, I did like a different nose for this one, because I was like, oh, the nose, like you're looking from below. So I did the triangle on the nose instead of the dot nose to like show the bottom face of the nose, and it looks really good. I think it really shows the depth, I think. Wait, Mango! Mango, thank you for the subby. What the heck? It's so cute. Foxfires, make sure you're following Mango. And also welcome to the Demon Army, Mango, for 3 months. Thank you. So cute. So heckin' cute. And then, thank you for the shout out. And then the last one, so yeah, this was one of the winners for my sketch giveaway that I did for Din VT. And then the last one that I did was for Dark Yoko Kitsune. And they requested that I drew Shaylien from Heaven's Official Blessing, or Tinquan Sifu. And I am a sucker. I love the novel and the series so heckin' much. So I might have gone a little maybe overboard on this one. Because it's a character I really enjoy drawing too. But I think this one turned out really well. So this is the last one that I did. And for this one, I was really trying to go for getting the face right, to have the very feminine but masculine face that they usually have in this portrait, which to me, it was really difficult to try to make sure that I got that, and I'm not quite sure if I got there, but I think it is better than usual, so I'll take it as a win. Oh, my internet is very poopy, but I love you. Mango, I love you too. Poopy internet is sad, but no worries. If you have to go, you have to go. Thank you very much. But yeah, so I was like super proud of how this one turned out. I think it was definitely the best one that I did, and I don't know if that's just because like my bias is there because it's a character that I like and I know what they should look like. But yeah, I think I came a good way around. I think they're all decent in their own ways. I think the Aqua one, I did more careful drawing on the line weights and stuff, but I think I did really well on that one. I like the eyes for Aurora. I feel like I put a lot of sparkles and details into them. And I think definitely the pose for Din is definitely my favorite pose. His hair is actually really cool too. But I also realize I'm way better at drawing men than I am women. I'm sorry, women. LiLi hates women, oh no. I'm sorry. I'm much better at drawing pretty boys than I am at pretty girls. I think it's just my own biases coming through. But I love them all the same, so. You did good with my girls, yay! I try real hard. I'm glad you like them, that's my son. But yeah, so this was kind of like my practice to finish up what I learned in the first chapter of the lesson, and I think I did pretty good. I'm just saying. I'm very happy. I should see if like, do I have like anything that I could open that like I had done before? I don't know if I have anything like that's a sketch. Oh, I mean, I guess I have like my old OCs, but that stuff is even old. Old. Yeah, I don't think I have anything that's like a good representation. I should have drawn stuff before I did the class. I really should have. I mean, I have Natsume-san's, but it's like all finished. It's not really a sketch, right? And like, they still look good. But there's definitely improvements, like in the mouth and stuff like that. In the eyes. There's a lot of improvements. I think my hair actually too. You know, I think separating the hair into 3 sections, even though it takes a little bit more time, I think it does help quite a bit. Oh, sorry for interrupting. What about, what do these do? Wait, redeemed reward. What is that? Reward, 0 points. I have no idea what that is, Blaze. Nothing. Lyric, enjoy the lyric, Neve. And I'm also gonna hydrate, thank you. I have no idea what that 0 point, it might be a bug. I have no idea what that does. Time to commission LiLi. Oh, I mean, actually, that's a good idea. That's my son. Wait, I have your commission, and I started taking lessons. Hold on, I have your newer one. I could compare the faces on those two. This one. There you go. That's a good comparison difference. The face on this one, I think, is much better. Slowly learning. Like, I still have a long ways to go. The hair is, I think, better too. Even the ears are cuter. They added something called power-ups. It said when I came in, with a power-up. I have no idea what that is. Huh, 3 new things with bits to use. We can either flood the stream with emotes, make a emote huge, or make it super highlighted in the message. Oh, interesting. You can also change the amount of bits used for these in your stream manager. Interesting. I don't know about it, so I have to go and I guess look at my stream manager. I had no idea there was a thing. Hello, QA, welcome in. Love them both and I appreciate all the work at any stage of art growth. Ah, Natsume-san, you're so sweet. You're like the perfect client an artist could ask for. I always love drawing your characters. This one, like, this one, I was so excited when you showed me the art sketch for her. I was like, oh, I really want to draw her. I was so excited. I mean, I love all your OCs, but I don't know. She really spoke to me. I think it was like her color palette and just like the concept of the dripping ink and stuff like that. I just loved it. Ah, it's like today's year old, so some people don't see the effects just yet. Gotcha. Gotcha. So it's very, very new. I could throw money at you and you can do her again. But it's good to have variety too. It's always good to have variety. But yeah, so that was basically last week, was like just take everything that you have learned and try to apply it to art. So I was like, oh, doing these little small sketches I thought would be a good idea, or a good way to basically level up. Actually, I was going to put them into my workflow too. So let me do that too. I'll just post them here so that we can see all of them back to back. Bonet, Dikiti, yeah, I've been basically saving all my learning progress on one page here. So that I can cycle through and see everything that I've been doing during the progress. Actually, a cool thing is also I have the, what's it called? Like the progress time lapse. That's what it's called. Hello, Trudy, welcome in. I've kept the time lapse on, so I can see all my progress through the canvases too. As I've been drawing on them, which has been very, very cool. Chickens! The flood of the chickens. There you go. So there's all of the sketches that I did. I'll put this one down here. There we go. I don't know what week that was, but I'll just say. There we go. Various warm-up sketches through the week. And then, yeah, we had this one, obviously, going through the characters. And then, yeah, that was kind of what I learned from last week. So, then, I guess, does anybody have anything they want me to go through? Blaze, I know you're always very interested in it. But if there's anybody out there that wants some critique work on their stuff, let me know, and I can do my best to try to help you. Also, Natsume-san with a nyada nyada. Wait, almost forgot. Where's my purse? Nyada nyada, nyada nyada. The purse. Can't have Lily nyadas without the purse. Yeah, so I've been very happy. I mean, compared to this is where we started. So I think we did pretty good. I mean, you can see like when I first started, like even just looking at this is huge growth, right? I should go through and do this again. The blind method really, really helped me. I should go through and practice my eyes again, maybe too. My eyes at different angles. It's like one of those things too that I feel like it never really fully ends. You're always gonna like keep needing to practice and improve. But yeah. Feeling getting my work done. I got a rough, bad young lady one done, and just ahead. No worries. If you want to look at see what you can come up with for critiques. Yeah, sure, if you want to. It's up to you whether you want critiques or not. So I can either just go into the next lesson, or if you want some helpful advice, I'd be happy to give too. I'll get them posted. Okay, sounds good. I look forward to it. I mean, helping critique other people also helps critique me too. I mean, even looking at mine, like if I were to critique my own here too, one thing I noticed for this one, her head I think is a little bit too small here. I think this half needs to be moved up a little bit. It's not bad, but something's a little bit off for that one. This one, it just needs a whole ton of work. It does not look good to me. I think one, the head is too tall here for the face. It's something's off-putting there. Needs some work there. I think my eyes might be also a little bit too big for this face. I think the eyes need to be smaller. Smaller head, smaller eyes. I think my ears are in the wrong position. Ears need to be front view. Not 3/4. Because yeah, right now I think they're in 3/4 view and not front view. So that's some ones there. And then yeah, this one. Move hair up for this one. I think the eyes for this one, even though they're large, they're not too bad. But I do feel like I have a habit of making the eyes a bit too big. Otherwise, this one's not too bad, I feel like. Not too bad. This one. Actually, this one's not bad either. Maybe the back of the head could have been a little bit wider here. Maybe neck a little bit wider too. But not too bad. And then this one. Oh, I forgot a nose. Oops. She was going so fast. Rot nose. And something is up here too. I think the hair needs to be moved down. Hairline is too high. It's too high for that low angle. Or high angle, sorry. Sippy, thank you, Grandma. I'm gonna sip my tea. My bubble tea. 3 bubbles left. Go on. Munch, munch, munch. Yeah. Maybe it's just the bangs. Yeah, I think it's just the bangs that needed to be moved down, actually. The rest of the head isn't too bad. But there's my critiques for my own work. And then, yeah, I'll look at Blaze's here. But yeah, I'm really happy that I kept all of my changes through all the changes and work and stuff that I've been doing. Because I think it's nice to see, you know? Nice to see the hard work paying off. Boba! It's delicious boba, too. Homemade. Everything's better homemade, right? All right, and this is for Blaze. There is one of them, and let me grab the other one, too. And a pout. Perfect. So this is for Blaze. All right. All right, let me see. Oh man, you did really good on the this one, Blaze. You did really, really good. You did so amazing, even on the clothing and stuff like that. Because, like, the clothing isn't even, like, part of this lesson. I know, like, she even says, like, in it, like, when you're drawing it, you know, she has in the examples, like, the clothing and stuff like that. But, like, you could just follow along and draw it, but, like, don't worry too much on it. But, like, you did really good, like, even on, like, the parts of the fabric here that, like they come back here and stuff like that. You've got like the little bump back there of the fabric going around and stuff like that. Really, really nice. So for this one, I would say, again, your head, I think you might have forgotten to leave space or like a little bit for the hair and how the hair comes back. So this feels like right here is your back of your skull, right? I thought the clothes were part of it. I mean, it was like for drawing, but like she's saying like if your clothes don't look good right now, it's fine because we haven't been practicing clothes. Like the main focus of this is the head, right? She just drew clothing and scenarios for the different characters. in the example, but she's like, don't worry if you can't keep up with the clothing and stuff. Like, it's not important right now. What's important is the face and the heads. But yeah, so it looks like because your original circle looks like it was back here where this red line is. So don't forget, when we draw the hair, right, like the back of the hair, you want to leave a little bit of space, right? Just back here. So don't forget, you don't want like the hair shrink wrapped to where the skull is, right? So you do want to leave like a little bit of space for the back of that hair, right? So I did it in blue for the blue section of the hair. And then, and this part, right, is the back of the hair. Right? Like that. And then, otherwise your side of your hair, I think, is not bad. You got like it falling. Which is good. You got it falling with the weight. This one, I would have done like sweeping back behind the shoulder a little bit here. And then your bangs. I'd say for the bangs, you did pretty good on the bangs. So there's kind of like your different sections, right? For your hair colors. Hair sections. And then I would say for the hair, try to think of the hair with longer strokes, I would say. So when I go to draw like a single piece of hair, think very large. Like you want to do like in a single piece kind of thing. Instead of like, so then that will help like at the bottom when you're doing those triangle pieces. Think very, very large. So like here, right here, you tend to have a lot of like, you're coming down and then you're kind of like doing this almost, right? Where a lot of the triangles are all very even and the same length, right? So when you're doing the ends, try to, where am I? There we go. Try to do more longer pieces. Like when you did your practices, you were doing them really good. Like those triangles like this, you were doing them really, really good. Now just try to do that on a bigger scale. So instead of like thinking of the hair as like a ton of little small pieces like this, try to move your pen in the direction of the flow that you want it to go, and think larger and less lines. I guess I want you to do less lines and triangles and try to just do a single stroke on a big block or a block piece, right? So like for the hair coming around like this, right? It's only made of, I only did 3 lines, right? And that gave the entire look of this whole piece of hair, right? and then I connect it, right? I would say start by just doing this first in those, like getting those big blocked shapes with a few lines. And then like for this, you know, I would do one line, right? And then maybe like connect that piece and that piece. So again, there, that's only 1, 2, 3, 4 lines that I did, right? 4 lines. This was 3 lines. So trying to really just lengthen out those strokes and sketches. And again, draw a line. If you don't like the look of it, Control Z. Draw a line. Don't like the look of it, Control Z, right? Until you get that kind of like perfect line in there. And then, yeah, I would say just start with that. And then, you know, later we can add in like more fancy lines and stuff. But try to use as little lines as possible and make them very big and very long, I guess. I think that'll be a big help for you. It's like, yeah, again, you'll see like how many times, you know, I press Control Z until, okay, I like that line, you know? And then it's like, oh, I'll start with this middle piece and find the line that I like again too. And again, look at like my lines are almost double the length of yours, right? Something like that. Something like that. But yeah, hopefully that'll help, because I think that might be the part where you'll need the most work. This part is really good. This back, how you drew just a few lines in the back there, that was really good. And then yeah, don't forget space between hair and scalp too. All right, skull and back hair. In blue. And then, yeah, I mean, your face here is looking really, really good. Your ears are solid. The eyes, you could also add, don't forget, she likes to add in like a little light eye detail. Just helps kind of like decorate it a little more, you know? And I mean, everybody draws eyes a little bit differently too, so you can do them in different ways. Some people add like a circle on the bottom, but it just gives some more depth and interest to the eyes. And remember, like, she likes to darken those edges of the outer eyes. That one is a big deal. And your eyes are starting to look really good. Here, I think you could have thickened it a little bit, but they're looking really good. I like the shape. Yeah, could have just thickened up the brow. Your lashes are looking better. Yeah, you got a pouty face. I would say too, for the pouty face, if you bring the nose up a little bit. Oops. It might give her an even like cuter look. I'm gonna make it like a little smaller, less long. And just shorten that face a little bit more. Definitely will give her a little bit more cutesy look. I think your eyebrows, not too bad. I would have spaced them out just a little bit. Made them a little less angled. But yeah, you're looking solid there. Draw a neck, you know? You're looking real good. Another thing too is to just factor into the like cute pouty look if you wanted that. The character, if you shorten their face a little bit too, make it a little bit more round, it'll also give it a cuter appearance too. Right? So like we had comparison here. A little bit of a before and after. There you go. A little bit of before and after, right? So I just brought that nose up a little bit, shrunk the head a little bit, thickened your lashes, and then just added a little bit more detail into the eyes, and that's about it. You're coming along quite nicely, Blaze. For somebody who's never done art before, you're learning fast. I envy you, new learners. You guys progress so quickly. Yeah, you're doing really, really good. Here, I'll press this down. And I'll add it to the Discord for you. Actually, I think you did your ears better on the mature lady, better than me. On the mature, you had a better, it was like more of a front view. I did too much of a 3/4 on mine. It looks better than mine. There you go, Blaze. So I just posted it in the Discord for you. Hopefully that helps. Keep up the good work. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to keep the motivation moving too. The longer you go in the course, I feel it as well. So don't feel like it's just you, but we have each other to keep going and to keep practicing. Okay? We can't stop now. We're one course through. A fifth of the way. All right. So, for the next lesson, speaking of pushing our way through, we have learning about body proportions. I know, it's like my time keeps getting less and less and get working for it. I feel that right now, especially with like the Camp Foxfire and the birthday stuff. It's been so hard for me to find time to art. So I'm hoping that now that I've kind of got some handle on some merch stuff, I'm catching up on commissions. I have a couple more to do, but I'm catching up on them. But hopefully I'll get some more time now to sit down and draw again. But summertime gets busy. A lot busier than the winter time, so I feel ya. You're not alone, Foxfires, you're not alone. Alright, so for body proportions. Also, are my lines looking better in the way you want me to do? They are looking good, I would say. Keep trying to not be so super rigid. Like, don't be afraid to be very loose with your lines, you know? Like in drawing. Like, you can just practice even just practicing moving your hand and just drawing lines like this can get you into some good habits and feelings. So yeah, like don't be afraid, like when you're drawing, you know, say a circle, like you don't have to be so stiff. Like feel free to just like, you know, keep your hand loose moving around and find those shapes and fluidity and lines and stuff. And don't be afraid, like when you do a line that you like going over it and like reinforcing and making something darker where you like it and stuff like that, right? That's kind of like how you sketch with art. So it's like just starting with like keeping your pen moving is a very, very good concept, right? I was gonna draw it as a body and then I was like, oh, it's kind of head shaped. But yeah, so just like keeping your pen very loose in your hand is very important. So don't be too stiff. Which is, I know, it's a hard thing to learn and get used to. Yeah, no death grip, exactly. No death gripping the pen. And I know I'm guilty of that too. No death grip. You want to stay loose, you want to stay fluid, you want to keep that pen just moving. And I think they call it like ghosting. Ghost lines is where you kind of like are drawing without putting pressure on the canvas yet. It's just called like ghosting. So like before I draw a circle, you'll see my pen is moving right before I even make the line. And then I slowly go in and apply more pressure, right? And just gaining that control will be a huge, huge help. So like there's people that will just sketch drawing circles, right? Like they'll just only draw circles and practice that kind of ghosting pen pressure. So this is a good exercise, even just on its own. Just making circles is huge because circles are not easy to draw, and in art we have to draw a lot of them. So it's a good thing to practice. Yes, so head proportions or body proportions. So Isham kind of goes through and talks about what is like a realistic human proportion, which is about 8 heads high. So in typical anatomy, we learn that the body is 8 heads high. So like, what does that mean, I guess? That means like when you draw your head shape, right? For your human or humanoid, this is one head, right? So the size that you draw your head at, and then what that means is like if you took these heads and you made duplicates of them, right? And then right? And you just keep stacking them on top of each other, then a typical human's body is 8 heads high. So that's like your standard human shape. And of course, like everybody has different proportions in the same way that we had our heads having different proportions and sizing and stuff, you know, like the golden ratio they had like called it for the face. Bodies can also come in different head heights as well, and different proportions and things can be at different heights. But when we're first learning our art, we try to find what like the every human average is, and then once we can get used to drawing those, then we can mess around with proportions and styling and like changing things, like here where she talks about like your style can come through doing like changes, reductions, distortions to what the kind of standard is, right? So average head, 8 heads high, and then your upper half and your lower half are equal, meaning that the upper half of your body is 4 heads and the lower half is 4 heads, right? So that works out to being the midpoint, right? Will be your crotch of your humanoid, right? So this is like the upper half and the lower half, right? So split in half, it is 50-50. And then some common, I guess, like points. So like your head, and then your chest. They usually say like the rib cage. Or like there's the first half, right, for your head. Then you have your neck going into your chest cavity. And that chest takes up the next 2 heads. And then your ribs will be halfway between the mid chest point and the next point, which is the belly button, right? And then your pelvis, right, will be the next head point after that. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? So your pelvis will be in that 4th head area. And that, again, the bottom of the pelvis is that midpoint, which is your crotch, right? So that's kind of like the upper part of your body. And then the lower is just your legs, essentially. So the legs, the easy way is to go 2 points down, and then usually you'll draw a circle or a point or something, so you know that's where your knees are going to be. And then the same thing is at the lower part, you do 2 more circles, and that's going to be where your ankles are, right? So then your legs, a lot of people will just do stick pieces for now. And then your arms are going to be also equal. Or sorry, that's like another thing also to keep in mind is your thighs and your calves. The length is equal to each other. So that's like the knees are, again, it's 2 and 2 points for your legs. Your arms are also equal for the elbow from the forearm to the wrist. Your forearm or upper arm part is equal to the lower arm part, right? So a lot of people do is like at the kind of like base of the ribs, belly button area, you'll have your second elbow point, your elbow, right? Or like the base of the ribs. And then you'll have your wrist at the crotch. So then these should also be roughly the same distance. Mine might have been a little short. And that is for your arms, and then you'll have your hand at the bottom of that. So typically your wrist and your hand or wrist will be at the same line as your crotch. So that's like another point to remember. Yeah, so that's kind of like for a regular human shape, but because we are doing anime, it is a little bit different. So for anime faces, we kind of like did like a stylization choice, right? Like anime is a style of drawing. And in that, they did changes and reductions and distortions from what an actual humanoid is for an anime figure body. So typically for an anime body proportions, you're looking from 6 to 6.5 heads instead of the typical 8 that a normal human being is. So basically it's like reducing kind of like the midsection and adding it to legs. That's kind of what it is in a way. But we have for the anime body, yeah, so like 6.5 heads. So you can draw out the line. This is like a very typical thing that you will see. Did I do that right? I did not. There we go. Wait. These are very, very good to do when you're first starting out, is just drawing like your heads like this on top of each other. So you draw out your 6 anime heads, and then it's just learning where all those landmarks end for learning the proportions. And it's not, it may look like a lot, but it's not a whole ton. Like once you get used to it, it's pretty straightforward. So you have, of course, your face, which is your head, right? So we have our head that we draw. Typical anime head. And then you'll have your neck that comes down. And then in that first head box, again, we draw our chest. And a lot of people will just draw it as kind of like a triangle with the end cut off of it. Also, Crimson DJ, thank you for the biddies. So, kind of like an hourglass, right? Something like that. And you don't want your shoulders really coming out past your head shape. It's a little intimidating. It's okay, Blaze. It's okay. It's just a lot of learning where those landmarks are. And it will take a lot of time and practice, like, for them to come naturally, I guess, to you. But it's not as scary, I think, as what it seems. Like, you'll get used to it. But yeah, so a lot of people will draw just kind of like this box shape, right? So this is going to be the waist point. And then you'll have the next circle again. So the first point is your bottom of your rib cage or your waist, right? So you got like top is the bottom of the chin. You'll have a little bit of space down for the neck, and then your shoulders. And then you draw your box to the waist, and then it slims at the waist a little bit, right? Don't forget that. So this point is going to be wider than this point. And then, yeah, you'll have your pelvis area. So I've also been taught to half this point. I know Yasham doesn't explain it at all, but this is kind of how I was taught to do it too. Is the halfway between your waist and your crotch, you draw another point, and then draw a little circle here like this. And that's going to be the top of your bucket that is the pelvis. So the pelvis, or like your hip bones, right, is shaped like a bucket. So if you draw like a little, you know, kind of circle for like the top of your bucket, and then you can round it out and you create like your pelvis. And I believe your pelvis is supposed to be as wide as this part, right? So these lines should also match up, right? So that was just something else that I learned. And then yes, so this is, again, your halfway point or the bottom of your crotch. And Isham taught it where you should add in your leg points. Like this. So you're basically drawing like a pair of panties. Drawing a pair of panties on your skeleton. And then after your crotch, again, you have your legs. So then for the anime points, so you've got 3 head spaces remaining here. So again, you want your upper thighs and lower thighs to be the same distance apart. So if you have 3 left, so you make a point for halfway between those 3, right? You make a point, and that is going to be your knees. So because your knees are in the halfway point between your thighs and your calves, or your shins. So we're going to, again, draw a couple little knobbly knees, right? On either side. And then you're just basically going to go from that hip point, and you're going to make kind of like a rounded leggy and leggy, just like that, right? And try to think, when you're doing in terms of the body, try to think of these spaces as tubes. Try to think of them as 3D as well, and it'll help you a little bit as you go through. So don't be afraid to add like little tubey marks. Think of them as like little paper tubes. They're PVC pipes, exactly. I could have actually drawn my knees a little bit bigger. Right. And then same thing, your little ankles gonna be down at the bottom. And then your outer leg, and then your inner one tends to go straight down. So you'll notice a lot that the outer calf has like usually a little bit of muscle to it. You'll see a lot of people's style, they'll lengthen a little bulge up here, and then the inner one will be relatively straight down. So again, those are just kind of like some little stylized tips. It's just to show that muscle on the outside of the leg. And it gives kind of like this curve in at the knee, right? And then lastly, the feet. For now, you can kind of just do a little rounded foot triangle. So, yeah, feet just go at the bottom. And then the arms are kind of next. So we draw, again, a little ball for the shoulder, right? On the end of our chest. And then we're gonna mark our elbow at around the same point as that waist. We can draw a arm to it. And then you can like do different poses and stuff, right? So like you can have that hand, you know, up holding something. Looks like she's holding like a taco. Taco. But generally speaking, so yeah, like this forearm should be the same length, right? So this and this should be 1-to-1 generally. So here we're gonna have our wrist at her crotch, right? And then there'll be a little hand on the end of it. A little mitten for now. And then the same thing, you know, coming down to the elbow. Something like that, right? very, very rough. But yeah, and then that is the anime proportions. I don't have a single artistic bone in my body, so I thoroughly enjoy the art process, ball joints and PVC tubes included. Yeah. That is like, this is how, like, you know, it's simplified down, right? Because like if you try to just draw something from the start and you don't know where things are going yet, it's gonna be very hard. So that's why you try to break down what you're drawing into simple, basic shapes. Whether that be like the rib cage being more of a rhombus or a round cavity. Like some people will draw it as a circle like this too. So this is the rib cage, right? More rounded. Rib cage coming up like that. This is your sternum. But yeah, so this is basically your very rough idea of the human shape in anime proportions. That's how my friend does it with the rounded bits on the chest cavity. Yeah, like everybody does them differently. So this just gets to be more rounded and advanced, and putting things closer to where they should be and stuff like that. But if you're drawing quickly and you're novice, just stick with really simple building blocks, whether it be just a circle for the head, you know, a cylinder for the neck, cylinder, right? And then your rhombus, right? And then your upside down bucket. I'm drawing very slanted. Yeah, your upside down bucket and so on and so forth, right? Stick to shapes that you know. And thinking about the body in like 3D space, like imagine or like knowing, okay, the head is like a circle, right? And knowing like this chest cavity, like some people like to think of it as like a box, right? So like there's the top of the box here, or the top of the bucket being here. Thinking of it as these 3D shapes will also help you when it comes to shading, right? So then if we have a light point, you know, use yellow as our light, you know, we have a light source coming down, you know, you're gonna have like a little highlight spot there, and you know the top of the box is gonna catch that top of that light, right? Same with maybe like the tops of these hips, right? And then the shadow is gonna be, you know, on the bottom side of this ball, or on the dark side of this rhombus, you know? So thinking of it in 3D now and seeing these shapes and like these PVC pipes and balls and joints and stuff like that, seeing them as 3D when you're in this sketching phase is gonna help you when you come down to doing the actual shading and coloring as well. So it's good to break things down into their simple shapes. And then when you are doing stuff like later on, actually maybe I should just keep that there. When you are doing stuff later on, right? Having this kind of like foundational knowledge never really like changes either. So if you come across like, oh, I don't know how I should be drawing the lighting on this arm in this position or something, break it down in your head into its most simple shape. Like if you had your arm, you know, up here, think of it as a box, right? And then how would that box behave in whatever lighting situation you have, right? Like, sure, it's an arm and it might be like rounded and stuff like that, so the light might be different than like, you know, the light is just gonna hit the top of that box. And then there's going to be shadows here, right? Shadows there and there. But yeah, just break it down into simple shapes. That's a lot of what art is. Yeah, so back to the thing. She also gave a couple of points for differences in anime compared to like a human. Oh, also in hydrate. I'm late. I'm also heading to bed. Sweet dreams, Lunar. But I hope you're doing well and good stream. Don't forget to stretch and hydrate. Thank you. I will hydrate now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, fun watching it go from shapes to pretties. Exactly. Exactly. And, you know, like once you get better at art too, like you don't have to break it down to like this level of like perfection and stuff like that too, right? But it's always going to be being able to skip these steps comes from doing it over and over and over again, and your brain just automatically does these steps. So like if you watch an amazing artist that just starts drawing like beautifully, you know, they are doing these steps already in their mind, just invisibly. So how long till I get to that point? Blaze, I'm not even at that point. So a long time. Long time. I watch Zelda and I'm like, dang, Zelda can just like sketch without like drawing the basic building blocks. And I'm like, dang, Zelda's a wizard. Years, I would say decades. Decades, not even years. Yeah, my friend still does shapes and I've been watching her stuff for years. Yeah, decades. But, yeah, so some main differences they said to keep in mind is that anime figures will have often a slim neck. So try to keep the neck in smaller than the pupils, right? So be on the inside of the pupils for the anime neck. And then the waist is usually slimmer than the head, right? So if this is the edges, so this I should have come in a little bit, right? Maybe the waist out a little bit more, but generally speaking, the waist will be smaller than the head for anime characters. And then your thighs will equal the calves. So again, I said that multiple times. These are equal. They are 1-to-1. Same with here, 1-to-1. And then, oh yes, and then for female characters, you'll typically have like a wider waist, and then you'll also have the breasts. So they'll come out a little bit larger, but and then female characters will also be rounder. Or have more curves. And I don't mean like curves as in like, you know, curvy, I guess, but like even just like your pen lines. Like when you're making things up, try to be more round with your strokes and stuff like that, and be more soft. Whereas the male characters, when you're drawing male characters, they'll be the hips and chest cavity will be more square. So when you're, a lot of times, like when they're drawing women, they'll have, again, like this more like hourglass shape, right? Whereas men will be often much more like, some people will just draw it as like a straight box. 2 boxes on top of each other, right? And a lot of the time they will be much wider at the shoulders than the hips. They'll mostly just go straight down. and less of this curving, right? That comes in here. It'll be a little bit more box-like. So yeah, that's for more of a men. And then again, the lines you want to be more straight. Straighter lines and more boxy. Straight lines and boxy for a male figure. So Roblox, I've never played or seen any bit of Roblox. But are they round? Do they have rounded boxes? Males are like Minecraft. Minecraft Steve. But yeah. So that is basically it, I believe. So I would say like the main things to remember are crotch's halfway point, right? Bottom of the crotch is always the midpoint, right? And then how am I gonna? So crotch is the midpoint, then you have knees is halfway of the lower half, I guess. So your knees are the halfway between the lower half. So right here. And then the other ones basically line up. So if you remember, like, jaw is bottom of the first. Head. And then we have your waist. It's at the bottom of the second head. And then crotch is the midway point. And then, yeah, your knees. And that's basically everything. Oh, and ankles is the bottom of the sixth head. Bottom. Bottom of the sixth head. Oh, and then wrist is at the cross. Crotch. Wrist is at the crotch, and elbow is at waist. Okay, so those are kind of like the landmarks that you need to try to remember when you're blocking things out. And I still forget some things all the time too. Like, I know there's more landmarks than just that. But those are the ones, the really important ones that I remember. I know I've watched, Isham goes through it pretty quickly. They don't go too in-depth into it. I know I have watched other ones that go way more in-depth and with way more landmarks and stuff like that. I'll try to see if I can find the one that I watched that I really liked. I know that I watched one by Mikey Mega Mega on YouTube. They do really, really good different body shape tutorials. I'll see if I can find their YouTube quickly here, in case you're interested. They have some mature artwork, so do keep that in mind. but they are very, very good at explaining, in my opinion, body shapes and proportions and stuff like that. So I think they do a really, really good job. And they're originally like how I learned, I would say, proportioning. I think I learned the most on how to draw a body from them. For anime.
Artwork.
Let's see. They have, I think, like a playlist that is just straight all tutorials. I think it's could be this one. Nope, wasn't this one. Where is it? 273 videos. It's got to be this. Yes. Or this is just all of them, I'm not sure. Oh, this isn't the playlist either. They've like, I think they changed around a bunch of their videos. And I can't find... Oh, this one I think has it. Yes. So this is a playlist that has a bunch of drawing tutorials on it. I think they do a really good job. But yeah, again, keep in mind, they do have some mature artworks. So when you're going through, keep that in mind. Or maybe you're looking for that kind of thing. And then you can find the perfect tutorial for you. But yeah, I really enjoy how they teach and stuff like that. I think they do a really good job of taking it slow, and a lot of times they aren't drawing like on a tablet where things can easily be quickly manipulated and stuff. I think it takes a lot more skill to be able to draw with pen and paper. So yeah, they do a really good job. Also, welcome in, Crocus. Hello, hello. But yeah, so that is kind of the rough notes that I had for that. And then we have, ta-da, my practice that I did. So we're gonna do another practice here. And I should show you guys what I do, I guess, for setting this up as well. So let's just make one from scratch instead of using the same one. So I did post that in case anybody wanted like the guides already set up, but I think it is a good idea to make your own and get used to drawing and making your own, because it's gonna help you in the long run. LiLi, quick questions. What's your question, Blaze? So I'm gonna start by drawing my head, right? Oh my gosh, why am I struggling to draw a circle today? Sometimes the days be like that. There we go. See, like you can just, digital art, you can just manipulate until the circle looks perfect. It's harder to draw in person. When were you gonna mention you can pull a Clip Studio tab out of Clip Studio to put on another monitor? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. These pop out. I don't have my display shown here, but you can pop out these tabs at the top by just clicking and drag them out. And then you can also drag them around into places too. So like if I wanted her artwork on the side, right? I can keep it split like this by just dragging them to either like the line, and you'll get like a red line, and you can split your workspaces. You can also, if it's helpful to anybody, you can also do this thing where you can go to window. If you need, for example, if I'm doing like emotes or something, and I need to see what I'm drawing at like a super small canvas size, you can also pull out a window that you're working on. So if you go to window, you guys can't see it here, but there is a button. It says canvas, which is the first one. It's like right underneath window. It says canvas, and then you can hit new window. And what that does is it makes a second canvas. Of the same thing. So you can see my head and my circle here on both sides, right? So like if I needed, well, doing it super small isn't gonna work, right? But I could like zoom in here, and then I can go to my canvas that I was working on, and I can still sketch and see how like when I'm sketching on the one side, it shows it on the other, right? So sometimes this can be super useful by having another window open as well, if you need to see it smaller or bigger or something. So like when I'm doing emotes, I'll usually have the emote at the size, like a Twitch, you know, emote size, like super tiny. And then I will draw it at like regular size. But that way I can like keep glancing over and seeing what it looks like at a super tiny size. Yeah, so that's sometimes useful too. So it's just basically opening up the same window twice. Circles are the worst. Did you have problems with your tab? Struggling myself to find the playlist with other drawing screens? Oh no! Some things just don't show up. Oh, I know that feeling. Accidentally pulled a tab out and was fascinated that could be done. That is all. Yes, were you able to get it back in? Okay. Yeah, you can pull them out, move them around, all sorts of stuff. So you can also, like, if you wanted, like if you had like a reference or something, like here, you can also pull it out and move it to like a different monitor or something. It's a trip when you find out you can do it, for sure. And you can also move like all these things around too. Like when we first started in the very first tutorial where we were setting up our Clip Studio workspaces, you'll remember like we were making a bunch of tabs and stuff. You can do a lot with Clip Studio. Or like even like collapsing them, right? I can press the button and it just like boop, boop, puts it in and out. Same thing for this side, right? I have a giant tablet, so I can work pretty easily and comfortably with all these tabs pushed out. But for say something like my iPad, you know, like I have to use up less real estate spaces. So I have to keep things closed or hidden and stuff like that too. But yeah, so we're gonna draw a head. So, like I said, this guide is pretty useful for doing yourself. So, like, you can just get, you know, guidelines that are pre-drawn for you, like these ones. But I think it's better to draw your own and just get in a habit of it, because doing it is going to help you remember those landmark places by doing it yourself. So yeah, I just recommend doing it on your own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one she did 7. And I think she did 6.5 for this proportion. Oh, and I think she did kind of touch on it a little bit. But yeah, like here are different ones. So here's like the 6 head anime head, right? And then this one's the 7, right? So this is 7 head high. This is 6 heads high. Then you have 5, 3, 4, 5 heads. And then the 2 head for like super stylized chibis, right? So she kind of goes through and does like, shows a couple of different examples here in the supplemental course material. So yeah, I think right now the 6 head is probably the easiest one right now to do. So I think that's what we're starting with. You're 2 heads tall. I think my chibi is 2.5. 2.5 heads. But yes, it's something that we think about as artists. I can probably open up I'll open up my my reference page. Let me see if I can find it. We can find out what chibi LiLi is. And that all comes down to just preference, right? Where is my chibi LiLi? Here she is. Ta-da! So she is 1, like 2, almost 3. I think I did 2.5. 1, 2. Yeah, I did 3 basically. 3 heads. I bet your feet are a quarter of your eyes. Absolutely. I am 3 heads tall. I might do that to block off all the things on my other screen to distract me. They do distract. But yeah, so that's like a good example. Now these lines that are on this are not for the headlines. That is not the same as these head blocking lines. I do have some, this is for doing more reference sheets and making sure different parts line up with other parts. So here I'm making a mark for the top and bottom of the head, because that's an important one. So this is for one head, but these lines are just marking different landmarks so that when I do the front, side, and back views, things line up. So again, I do still have one like at the knees, and then I have one for the bottom of the hands, and then the neck, butt, and then ankles and feet, right? So those lines are not the same as these lines. These are just for like references in keeping my front, side, and back lined up so that when I go to 3D model it, it's consistent. So different kind of guidelines, but same-ish idea, kinda. A little similar to what we're doing right now, but a little bit different. Different purposes of the lines, but yeah. So we're gonna start by sketching our head like we normally do. I think I got it a little bit wide. So again, we're just going through and making our head. You should already know how to do roughly the heads, so I'm not really going to talk about it. So we did it in all the other lessons. over to speed things up. There is a rough head. For our guide. All right. So again, we have our head, so we're going to mark that as 1. Two, 3, 4, 5. Have to move these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more. Six. Make it a little smaller so that it'll all fit on. Right? So we've got 6 heads tall. So it makes it convenient because we can just copy and paste for... Oh, why is that one there? Hold on. Hold on. Which one is the top one? That one. These ones merge. There we go. So I'll just drop the opacity on those guys. And then we're going to make our guidelines. So I'm going to make another layer on top of our headpiece. So right now I just have like the headpiece as like in the middle. Let's see my layers here. I'll label them. So this is head. This is gonna be our guide, head guide. Head guides. And then this first one, we're now gonna make a line guide. Okay. I think I finally found the VODs. The first one was head shape, right? Yes. Or are you looking for my VODs? Closer book? We have, I believe, Gigi, what's the hotkey for it? There you go, thank you. We have a playlist and it is put into order. So I think playlists go in reverse order. So I think if you scroll all the way down to the last one, you'll be able to find the very first lesson. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were looking for mine. I thought you meant through Mikey Mega Mega's videos. I was looking for the thing for so long. I'm so sorry. I thought you meant on Mikey Mega Megas because I've had that problem with their tutorials and I'm not being able to find the one and it being all different and stuff. I apologize. I should have given it to you so much sooner. Yes, for anybody that wants to see my lessons, if you do !learn art playlist in the chat, it'll bring up the link to get to the playlist. Or if you just go through my playlist on my VOD channel, you'll be able to find it there too. So I'm sending myself a screenshot. I feel so bad now. Yeah, there you go. VOD channel's there too, so LiLi Pup VODs. All of my VODs will go there, so. Probably once I'm all finished too, I might look at moving the art playlist over onto the main channel too. Depends. I might look into it. But I mean, it's all there on the VOD anyways, so. Okay, so I'm gonna make the line guide. So you can actually just go into your straight lines because I want to make a straight line. I'm going to pick straight, and then we're going to draw from the very tippy top of the head all the way to the bottom of the chin, right? And we'll make a couple of little lines at each point, each head point, right? Ta-da! So this is going to be our line guide. And I'm just going to move it over to the side. And then let's mark all the little points, right? So this is going to be your head, obviously. The head is the first point. And so then jaw should be here, right? At the bottom of the first point, we have our jaw. And then the bottom of the second head is going to be the bottom of the chest, right? Or I guess we can write chest is going to be all of this middle section. And then waist will be all through here. I guess, is waist more considered I guess that's more the middle point, isn't it? And then this is pelvis. I think that might be a better way of blocking it up. So the second head is your chest. Third head is the pelvis. Waist is going to be that middle point. And then we have... Oh, or hip. I think they call it hip, right? Pelvis is more of official. But I think it's like your chest, waist, and hip, right? When you talk in terms of like measurements, it's usually chest, waist, hip. And then this middle point, again, your crotch. And this is going to be the middle. So like these ones, I'll do extra bold. It's like your top and your bottom, and then your middle point is your crotch. You know, Twitch do delete VODs without asking. Yes. Yes. They delete them after 2 weeks, I believe. 2 weeks, or did they extend it? I don't remember now. I know it used to be 2 weeks at some point. Yeah, my YouTube is way, way easier. And then you can go all the way back with YouTube too, so. Because, yeah, Twitch probably has deleted the first lessons plans at this point. Just realized apparently I don't know how to count. I meant to do 6 heads tall, but I got 7 heads. It happens. Fox, welcome in. Hello, Fox. Thank you for getting a shout out for Fox there. Foxfires, be sure to give Fox Von Dragon some love, another fellow artist extraordinaire. It's a chibi pup. It is indeed. Welcome in. CDQ, hello. Blade, welcome, welcome. Fox, hello. Have you been doing your art homework? I know you have. You got some moves. I got the dance moves. You know it. You know it, you know it. But yes, welcome in. My name's LiLi. Today we are doing some art learning courses. Today's study is on anime body proportions right now. So basically just talking about where certain landmarks on the body should land and how to like set up one of these head guides right now. So that's what we're doing. What does this redeem do? Which one? Chicken seed! You can feed chicken. See? He goes over and he eats your seed. Chicken's my little stream pet. Pretty sure Twitch VOD storage depends on your Amazon subscription. Oh, Prime stores for 2 weeks and Prime... Wait. Oh, Prime stores for 2 weeks. So Prime, if you don't have Prime, it stores for 2 weeks. And if you have Prime, it stores for 2 months, I think. Non-Prime 2 week. There we go. I got what you were saying. I just use Garland as a reference for learning body proportions. Garland, I haven't heard of that. What is that? I derp. It's okay. I knew what you meant. I derp like that all the time. Yes, so midpoint is going to be our crotch. And then, so then again, midway between the crotch and the bottom, we have 3, so like upper half of the body, 3 heads. Lower half of the body, 3 heads. So in the middle of that, we do our knees. So I'm gonna make a little middle section, right? And this is gonna be for knees. You can draw a little circle there, right? For the knees. And then the upper portion will be thighs. And then the lower portion will be calves. And then again, this point, last point will be ankles. I can spell. Ankles, right? So that's kind of like our breakdown. Those are the landmarks that you need to remember. And again, for the wrists, you just remember wrists are also here. So I'm just gonna put wrists in brackets at the crotch as well, right? Oh, and then maybe I'll put elbow here too. Yes, so then those are kind of like our line guides. And then what people will do is they will make continuations off of this point to draw like multiples basically and keep those lines going. So it's good to set up. So we'll draw that as well too. We'll call them horizontal guides. So I made a new layer for horizontal guides. And then I'm gonna draw them in black and then turn them blue. So again, I'm gonna pick my straight line tool. I'm gonna click at the top. Click at the top. There we go. And then I'm gonna hold down shift and it's gonna make a straight line. See how I move my pen? And it keeps it straight, right? And we're just gonna go all the way across. We're gonna do the same thing for jaw. Click, hit shift. It's gonna lock it. Waist, click, shift, lock, crotch, click, shift, click, drag, shift, click, drag, shift, and lastly, click, drag, shift. There we go. So I'm gonna turn these ones on as blue. Oh, it's behind the emote right now, but you'll have a layer color right up close to your opacity bar right here. This is the opacity bar. Right over here down behind the emote is a blue square. If you click that, it's gonna turn all your lines blue, which just kind of helps you see a little bit better. Oh, wait, Garland is the main bad guy from Final... Oh, I don't know Final Fantasy, that's why. Ah, makes sense. You have consistent VODs up to 2 months ago, then it jumps 2 years. Gotcha. Yeah. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. We're gonna draw them all. So yeah, I'm also gonna just drop the opacity of the lines a little bit. And then I'm also gonna turn these head guides that are here. I'm also gonna make them blue because the blue just helps make it a little bit more unseen, right? When you're drawing over top. Cool. And then I'll just keep this here for your guys' kind of learning and perspective. And then maybe this is, I shouldn't have this up on the side because that's actually a different sizing. That one was the 7 heads tall one, I believe. All right, and then now it's time to actually draw. So I'm just gonna duplicate our head and I'm gonna do another one on this side. Just so we have the full everything to show, you know? Everything to show. My tea. Oh, hydration. I'm on it. That's the last little bit of my tea. All right. Cool. So let's draw our neck. So again, thinner necks go to the inside of the eye or the pupil. And then we have our chest. So I like to make a line just lower for kind of where the midpoint of the shoulders go. And then we want kind of the shoulders to kind of line up where the ears are too. So sometimes it helps to draw those circles in now. You can kind of, again, art is all about like finding your process too. So like you don't just necessarily have to like immediately draw the rhombus or whatever. Kind of, you know, you can draw what steps that you want to start with. Like you don't have to start with the shoulder. If you want to start at the crotch and work up, you can't. If that makes you make more sense in your brain, you go for it. Also, Coloso, good night. Sweet dreams to you. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad we at least found you the playlist. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Had to wait to escape ad prison. If you want, I can send you an image of a garland I used as reference on the pic I drew because of that reference. Yeah, for sure. Feel free to send it in the art general, Rema. Put it in the art general. It's helpful for other people too. Also enjoy the lurk box. I forgot to say yes. Please take care of yourself after streaming. I know how it is. Go do the self-care things. And then yes, we have our waist. I've always been taught as well to do like kind of a rounded shape for this. I know this is not how Isham did theirs, but this is kind of how I was taught or learned. So you do what makes sense and feels best for you. Oh, I forgot my guide, this one. So yes, again, your chest cavity should be about the same size as the head too. Good evening, Hamp. Welcome in. So there is our rough chest, and then we have pelvis. So again, I make kind of a bucket or a U. midway point for the knees. This model is still adorable after seeing it so many times. Guess what, Hamp? Soon, we have a new outfit. Got a new outfit for it. We're gonna have Camp Chibi Lily, Camp Counselor. Can't post images in the Discord, so I cannot show it. You probably aren't verified, Rema. Did you verify yourself in the Discord? So you go to the verify channel and then type in your username. And then you'll get the verification status so that you can see the whole Discord and be able to post images and links and stuff like that. And then we're gonna draw our ankles slightly smaller. You were Camp Lily! It's happening, CDQ, soon. We're actually gonna be watching on the 20, where's my schedule? Hold on. Where's my schedule? We're watching You Were Camp Season 3. Hold on. Ta-da! Schedule! So, yeah, we're gonna be watching You Were Camp Season 3 on the 26th. 26th of June. Boom. We got the schedule for Camp Foxfire up. It is in the Discord and it's on my Twitter too. I pinned it. So if you guys want to start preparing and knowing what, which ones you want to watch and come see and check out, the schedule is all there for you guys. I'm also being a little bit too particular on these. The point of doing these guides too is doing it quick, just to get your rough generalization down for proportions is very good. And then you can go back in after Ishaman explains this, like just draw things rough to start, and then you can go in and start making things look prettier and better and stuff like that, so. I need to watch the first 2 seasons. Get on it. Never listening to verify. Yeah, must have missed that a few years back. Yeah, no worries, no worries. First, the new model was too different for me. I liked the earlier ones better, but now it's growing on me. I mean, I feel like they all have their own quirks, you know? They all got their own little pluses and minuses. I like this one just because she's very cute and very sassy looking. But I do miss having a full model too. So I am working on that too. It just take me a little bit longer because I have to learn how to make it. That's the longest part, is learning how to make models in Blender. So I really wanted to do like a full model for Camp Foxfire, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it in time for what I wanted. So we ended up going with a outfit on the chippies instead, which I think is still very cute. So, all right, so we got an elbow and then the wrist. Do you still have just the head? I do, but I don't know if I'm gonna start over because I feel like I know more now. Dungeon Meshi still on the table for Weeb Wednesdays? Yes, Dungeon Meshi will actually probably be after Euro Camp for sure. So once we finish season 3 of Euro Camp, I'm thinking Dungeon Meshi is gonna be the next. That is my plan for it at least. Watching you handle this chorus real time gives me faith in how long it's taking me to fill out these sheets, and I'm still on the face/head perspectives. Thank you for streaming your work in this chorus. Ah, you're welcome. How do I say your name? Serene? Is it Serene? I'm so happy they're helpful to you. It takes a long time. Oh, nice, it is Serene. Yeah, art is a long and tedious process, so I'm glad that seeing it in real time helps you out. Because it's definitely something that takes a long time to get used to. And like, I'm not a professional either, so like I'm slow too. When I'm watching Isham do the course, I'm like, oh my gosh, she is going so fast and everything just looks so perfect. Lily's a professional now. How do you do those straight even lines? Oh, hold shift. Oh, sorry. If you click the straight edge here, see on the side? You'll have a shape key. It might be a square or a circle or something. You'll have some kind of shape button. And then just go to straight line and then click and drag and then hit shift and it'll make it straight. And then, yeah, I guess also hands are generally also like a triangle. So hands and feet are just kind of like triangle blobs that you put on the ends for now. Right? She's like 5 lines done. And I'm over here feeling like the undo command record holder. Absolutely, Serene. Absolutely. I know she learned how to draw art on this old website called Manga Jam. However, do not use it anymore as hackers attack the site. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, no worries, Blaze. Yeah, if you ever have questions, just stop me and ask. If I go too quickly, feel free to ask. But yeah, and then so basically she talks about like getting the rough shapes like this. And then, you know, like afterwards you can kind of go in and make things even better or more to your style and stuff like that. So like just doing them super rough and quickly to start, right? And then let's also lower the opacity. I think our music stopped. Go from the start. But yeah, so she's basically saying it's like the same way with, remember when we were doing the heads in this course where, you know, just draw a circle and like some rough guidelines first when we were kind of doing like this section somewhere in here. Where was it? I don't remember where it was. But basically, like, she just drew a head like super quick, right? Like just a circle and some guidelines. It might have been in this part actually, but just drawing a rough base to start and then go in and start accentuating features and cleaning up lines and making it quote unquote like look better, I guess, right? I kind of made them like they're fronting in this picture. I don't know why. I don't know why I did their elbows that way. But let me I'm just gonna make this blue so that we can see it. Underneath. Or purple, sure. Whatever color this is. And I'm just gonna drop the opacity of a little bit of it. And then I'm just gonna draw over top and make it look cleaner and better. I think also the scariest lesson, Miss Serene, maybe you can agree with this. The most terrifying lesson to me was last week's lesson where she was drawing like, I think it's called like different head shapes or something like that. Drawing different heads. And like, she does these ones. She draws these so quickly. It was so intimidating to watch and try to follow along with this. I was panicking the entire time. Spend time practicing the lessons too. Don't just one and done the lessons. Absolutely, yeah. You need to practice in the middle. So anyone's following along, but my first head doodles are so different than my current ones. Absolutely. We have what do I call it? A Discord, what do you call them? I want to say a forum, but it's not a forum. Channel. We have a Discord channel that is actually specifically dedicated to this course too. So if you want to like post any of your progress, Serene, feel free to jump in there. Everybody's been kind of sharing off their stuff too. We're trying to keep each other motivated, so. I could not think of the word channel for the life of me. Could do an anime head with hair and an expression in 10 minutes, so I can tell you that I still suffer, absolutely. The suffering never ends as an artist, okay? Here we go, we're gonna add another one. Ooh, yeah, get on in there. We're trying to keep each other motivated, and we're all different artists at different skill levels and stuff too, so. Don't be scared or ashamed of your work at all. Everybody's just there to learn. Do, 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 boop, boop, boop. I think my head is a little bit wide. Oh, maybe not. So hard to tell sometimes. I'm ashamed of some of my work. Don't be ashamed of it, Blaze. Never be ashamed. Everybody is at different points in their art journey, and to be fair, you know, if you look at something as an artist, if you look at some of your work and you're like, like it looks bad or something like that, that is not a bad thing. That means that you have learned and you can see where your mistakes or troubles are, and it means that you're improving. If you ever look at like your own work and you're like, this isn't good here, that is just you learning and progressing and becoming a better artist. So don't be afraid or ever ashamed of your old works, because it just means that you're better than what you were in the past. You know, like you are improving and you're getting better. Back in college, I decided to do a speech in class about how to draw an anime character, at least the bust, and it was the most stressful 10 minutes of my life. Someone offered to get me a girlfriend if I taught him how to draw the whole body. I turned him down. Doodle, reflect, take notes, and try again. It's a constant cycle. Exactly, Serene, exactly. Yeah, constant cycle. Alright, and then I think actually I'm gonna fix these limbs because they bother me. A little bit better of a hand, I guess. Go. I also learned about this kind of little tip for the waist and stuff, or the hip, I guess, is kind of that part where it comes into the leg. If you dip it in a little bit, and then come out for the leg, it can make it look a little bit more natural. Right here. Another little thing that I learned. I think that one I learned from Mikey Mega Mega. I liked it a lot. A little hip dip, exactly. Add a bust to this one, I guess. And for time saver, I'll probably just end up flipping this model. Another like little tidbit is a lot of times you'll be able to see the butt. A little bit of chub out the back there. And then for the knee, for the knee part, we're gonna do, gosh, I can't remember how to draw the knees. I think it's like, you do a little bit rounder here on the inside, and then straighter here, I believe. Remember off the top of my head. Something I need to refresh. Down. Doo-doo. Oh, and then the ankle, same thing. Have a little bit of a bulge at the ankle. There it goes. Perfect. Collarbone. Oh, and then our belly button to the middle point. There we go. Butt fangs. Yeah, knees where I think I need to work on. Feel it. Knees are tricky. Knees are real tricky. I'm just gonna copy this. paste for speed for today. Ta-da! Oh wait, I forgot to draw the head. Hold on. I did the eyes, I think, too far apart. And the other half of the head. The heck? What? How did I change my selection mode by accident here? What did I do? How did I take it off of plus mode? There we go. I don't know what I did. I pressed a button somewhere. Much prettier. Ta-da! There she is. Our lovely body coon. Well, there we are. There's our kind of body lesson in a nutshell. Ta-da! Little claps. Pachi, 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 pachi. Good work, everyone. Yeah, so for this week, lessons, it's gonna be just drawing body proportions, basically. So get used to, you know, setting up your head and canvas page in this way, so that you can draw properly proportioned bodies at 6. Start with 6. If you feel adventurous and you're like, you know, I'm getting good at drawing the 6, try doing a 7. But again, remember, when you do the 7 heads, these points will change their locations, right? A little bit. So like the things that will move are gonna be like your knees, And kind of, that's pretty much it. I think the upper half will generally stay the same, but a lot of time you'll be adding in the knees for like a 7 model. But I believe actually in the course, yeah, she does have different examples here. So yeah, so like example, this still takes up the 3, but then they added 4 into the legs, right? And you're gonna get more of a leggy, like clamp model. You know, clamp artwork, they always have very long legs. Yeah, 7 head one. 7 head is too mean. This just makes it easy because the crotch is at the halfway point, right? But so example for like the head, you know, you keep the 3 for the upper body is like a good way to kind of like practice that, right? Like you can do ones where you have changing this slightly, but I would say keep with 3 and you'll be pretty safe. Keep with 3 for your upper half, and then you can play around in the leg length, like what she has here, because that will keep it more consistent, right? Or there's the chibis. I think chibi gets complicated again too, though, so because you're fitting everything in one head. So it gets a little more complicated when it comes to a chibi, even though like it's really simplified. Does get a little bit more complicated. I guess, I mean, like you keep your crotch at the halfway point, and then you have your halfway point, so you have your legs and your chest. So you do keep the same principles in mind and where you're marking those things. But yeah, I would say 6 is easy just because it keeps it to 3 and 3, which is what she kind of has as well too. So I'd say definitely practice the 6 as a start when you're doing these courses. And then, yeah, just like work on, again, you don't have to make these shapes perfect, you know, at the start. Like you can, like, you can see the difference, like, right, in between these two, right? Where you can go in and, like, correct things. Like, I was like, oh, for some reason in this, I did my elbows really weird for whatever reason, right? So I just, like, moved the middle point in and then redrew it a little bit. But I'm keeping the same blocking, relatively the same, right? So, like, my wrists are at the bottom of the crotch. Elbows, you know, at the waist and stuff like that. That all stays the same. So just do really rough tubes and spacing, and then once you get quick at doing this, you know, try cleaning it up and stuff like that. But really just focus on getting this drawn quickly, I guess, right? It doesn't have to look perfect or look good, but just get used to drawing it quickly, I'd say is the good start. So how do you fight the urge to make perfect and not spend what feels like 30 minutes drawing the same 2 lines? Try drawing with a timer, Blaze. Tell yourself, I want to draw this rough body shape in 10 minutes. You know, I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes and try to draw it with a timer. I think drawing with your timer sometimes will help put a sense of urgency and make you not care about the perfection as much. And then getting used to drawing it quickly, like with a timer, you'll get used to letting things go and letting perfectionism go a little bit. Because again, remember, we are doing sketches, and sketches are meant to be quick and rough and not perfect. And that's why when you do a second iteration, or, you know, go over a second pass, that's when you can spend more time again, cleaning up again, and then you can even do it a third time, right? And a lot of times, like, there's artists that will do those, like, here's the doodle in 10 minutes, here's the doodle with 20 minutes, here's the doodle with 30 minutes, right? And you can see, like, how much more it progresses, right? And then it's like, you know? So that was just like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, right? So really, I say try drawing with a timer. Like when you do your sketches, do a timer. Remove Z from the keyboard. That's another thing is drawing with pen and paper, right? And you don't have an eraser. So therefore you do not have a Z key. You can't control undo. Try drawing with pen and paper. You'll find it a lot more challenging, but you will learn to live with your mistakes and clean up from there. Also CDQ, I almost missed it, but go for you. Did I tell you I was doing a thing? What thing are you doing, Cube? What are you doing for the thing? I gave her a very manly chin for whatever reason. Can I like lady this up in any way? No. It's a little better. I was hoping you could tell me. I forgot now, and I'm trying to find out who I tell. Very silly. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the timer, see the time running low, then panic. I mean, just like, it will be hard. Like at the start, you will notice that yes, you are definitely running out of time in drawing, but just try to keep in a point like, okay, you know, I'm halfway through my 10-minute timer, I should be halfway through my body, you know? That kind of thing. And don't worry, it does not need to be perfect. Again, like art is about running miles and miles and miles. So like, the more you do, you will get faster at drawing those things just by doing them a lot, essentially. So that's where like a timer can be helpful. That's like for me, I'm essentially like these streams even, I am running myself on a timer. Like I am giving myself 3 hours, right? So I'm like first hour is dedicated to reviewing and looking over the stuff I did in the past. So that's that like reiterating of learning, I guess, repeating and for the like first half. And then I do like a little tiny bit of critique just like in the middle for you guys and kind of critiquing maybe my own work and stuff like that. And then I usually will have like an hour and a half-ish usually for the next lesson and practicing the next lesson. So I like to, again, kind of teach you guys because when I teach you, I'm just reiterating what she has done. So I will watch the lessons right ahead of time and then I will say them again to you guys to reiterate it in my mind of the things that I picked up and learned out of the course kind of thing, or repeating information that I have. And then I will try to practice, like, and I'll get a couple of iterations in and stuff like that. Or at least that's my goal. So I'm like, okay, I'm at an hour into my session. So it's like a little bit longer than say something like 10 minutes, but I'm like, oh, okay, I should be moving on from here and stuff like that. So like when I'm streaming, I'm working on a timer essentially. So, and I'll do the same thing offline too, where I'll be like, okay, I want to try to get a sketch finished in an hour, or I want to get one finished in 20 minutes or something. And it's really helping me because I am definitely somebody who I took a long time to draw art, and it was always like the thing that I hated the most. Also, hello Mythico, I missed it. Hello Mythico. I always hated it that it took me so long to draw, and that was something that I really wanted to improve myself. So I think trying to finish things in a deadline helped me a lot. Again, where I was like, okay, I know for commissions I need to finish this in, this amount of time to charge this much or whatever, so that I'm not like working on something forever. And I am still guilty of working over on things that are commissions. But it was definitely more helpful. And so it's like, I started getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to try to finish this sketch in a day. And it was not something that happened overnight either, where I would start and it was like, okay, I want to try to finish this piece of art in a week. Okay, I want to try to finish in, a portrait sketch in 3 days. Okay, I want to finish a portrait sketch in 2 days. I want to finish it in 1 day. And then it's like, okay, can I finish it in 6 hours, And I'm just kind of like slowly refining my time down and down. So it wasn't overnight that I was able to kind of let go of my perfectionism, but kind of using time as a limiter helps you prioritize the goals and the parts where you are struggling the most. So you can find out areas where you might be drawing quicker, and you realize, oh, I didn't struggle with that part as much, but when it came to the eyes, it really ate up my time. So it's like, I need to work on that specific part, because in your timeline, that took up your majority of your timeline that you needed to draw other things, right? So yeah, I think having timers helps you prioritize your goals, basically. My art style is weird because I make my necks thicker. So I guess having a thicker neck is closer to having more of a realism, because naturally our necks are much thicker, but if you're going for anime, the necks are generally way thinner. So again, Ilsham describes it as your neck should be on the inside of the anime pupils. There's a woman who was on a gaming show and she was really pretty, but she had a man jaw. I wish she was still on the air though. She was fun. A man jaw? What does that mean? Only make it halfway with the timer. You've practiced half of the thing. On the next timer iteration, you'll fly through that previous section much better and easier. Exactly, Serene, exactly. I was in the army, occasionally they'd have us teach a class on what they'd just taught us, so we remember it better. Exactly, Clara, 100%. Reiterating, that's why I said I like doing these courses with you guys, because not only does it keep me focused and committed to my goal, because I find that if it is just me by myself, I might slack, but if I know I have to teach this course to you guys on Tuesday or whatever day it is, I'm like, I need to sit down and actually physically schedule time into my day to practice and review at least once a week. So I would like it to be more, but it does force me, right? And that's the same thing with the teaching too, is I can watch something and learn it myself, and then a couple days later I can say it again back out loud to you guys, and that helps me remember it better for the next time I go to practice it or use it. So yes, Clara, absolutely. That habit for drawing is that I never make a rough draft. Yes, rough drafts are very important. Sometimes I will personally sketch things out 2 or 3 times, I might make a super rough sketchy one to get an idea of what I want, then make another one on top of that to maybe clean some things up, and then maybe one last one on top of that to work up any anatomies or proportioning and stuff like that. So sometimes I can sketch things 3 times before I go into doing a line art or something. Rin, hello Pup and Pals, welcome in, Rin. Horrible for me. I would do that, but whenever I try to make the next look thinner, I subconsciously hate it. I'll just chalk it up for being my own art style. Yep. I mean, everything can be changed or pushed or adjusted, and that does come down to style and preferences at the end of the day. There's just again, things where they might pull or push too far from what the human's eye perceives as the golden ratio is what it's called, basically. So what human eyes perceive as a human face, essentially. And sometimes if you push certain proportions too far out from what that is, that's where we get into uncanny valley, and what the brain will perceive as quote unquote bad, right? So as long as you're staying within that kind of golden ratio stylistically of what a human likes, then you're fine. Scheduling, what's that, right, Rin? Learning is easier. Teaching is hard. Teaching is very hard. And I hope that, like, that's why I say to everyone out there, please get Isham's course online. Isham is a very, very good teacher, in my opinion. I have had other Coloso courses. Some have been not so great, with some people teaching and stuff like that. But Isham is an amazing teacher. They are really, really, really good at explaining and going over things, in my opinion. I think they did a really good job on this course. So I highly recommend you buy it, because I still think, like, they could teach it way better than I could. So I still recommend you getting the course yourself and just following along with me. But I understand that, you know, sometimes that's not in the budget for everybody. So I just hope that, you know, my tidbits in teaching can help you in some way too on your art journey. So Professor LiLi, I try. Technically, I was an instructor at one point, so I actually have had lessons on how to teach lessons. I've literally had coaching lessons, so I had to go through and do an entire course on teaching and get a certification. I taught sailing. So I had my my coaching license for sailing. I found keeping my necklines on different layers and moving them in or out once I step back and look at it helps tongue. Absolutely. Yes, that is a great tip, Serene. I'll get the course right now. I'm just following along with the stream, then get it later. Yeah, for sure. It's all each to their own, basically. Like, I totally get that, you know, art might not be like fundable for some people, but I always just like the learning aspect of art, and that's why I think YouTube is an amazing tool. There are so many free courses out there nowadays. Like, you don't need to pay for a course in order to learn. There is really so many good and very talented teachers and artists out there giving away their knowledge and tidbits for free. And honestly, like, you don't learn art all from one person either, right? Like in this course, like, again, like with the thing with the little hip dip, right, that I learned, like this little thing, right, where you have like this little outer dip here at the pelvis. Isham didn't teach that to me, and she never mentioned that in their course. But it's something that I learned from another artist, and I was like, oh my gosh, that makes it just look so much more natural and real, right? So art is literally like, you learn art as like a culmination of different tips and advice and looking at what other artists do and how they teach and stuff, and picking up the things that you personally like and adding it to your own art. And that's eventually, like, you don't have to think like, I need to develop my own style. Your style will come naturally on your art journey. Like, you don't have to worry so much about like making a unique look for your art or something. That just comes by stealing all of your master's knowledges and combining them into yourself, right? So just draw things that you like or inspire you, and you will get naturally to your own style. Because I think a lot of artists worry about their quote-unquote style. But yeah, don't worry, it comes with time. I know, and with needing to read subtitles and rewatch to see what she did would use up more time that I don't have a lot of at the moment. Absolutely. Subtitling is a huge difference because, yes, you cannot draw and listen at the same time, unfortunately. When I watch Isham's courses, I always have to sit down and watch and read first, and then I will replay the course again and try to follow along. And that's just because a lot of it has to do with the subtitles. And then also, it's just, I think, good practice as well to just kind of like dedicate your brain. I can't multitask very well in a learning scenario. So I do try to, it's hard for me because I have ADHD and I just want to do things continually while I do other things. But I'm like, no, like otherwise I will listen, but I won't learn. It won't stick in my brain. So I really have to just sit down and force myself to try to not fall asleep and actually pay attention and listen and watch. And then the second go through, I can doodle while I try to watch. Yeah, take what you like from artists you admire. Exactly. Brainworms really help inspire artists. Absolutely. Absolutely, Rin. I watch and read, take everything, and then follow along with pausing in the second watch. Yep, that's exactly how I do it too, Serene. Absolutely. But yeah, so that'll be it for our learning course today. Again, we will go back to doing these on Tuesday. So again, this was just a special thing on this Thursday because I really wanted to play games with Vaulty and they could only play on Tuesday. So I pushed this to Thursday for today. But we will go back to the lessons on Tuesday. And then, yeah, my YouTube has all the VODs for all the courses. So if you missed a course, you want to go back and rewatch maybe something that I did or listen to something, the VOD is up at learn. Exclamation point, learn art playlist, I think is what it was. Yeah, there it is. So all the previous VODs are there on YouTube. You can see them and they should be in order as well too. And a reminder that the VODs are exclusive, I think, to Twitch for 24 hours. So just give 24 hours for this one to show up onto YouTube. But Gigi is very good at getting those done. Thank you, Gigi, for taking care of the VOD channel. I super appreciate it. Yeah, so that is that. And then our homework, of course, just practice the bodies and the proportioning and stuff, getting your guides up and going. And I will post this work that I have in the Discord as well. And as always, if you want to use or trace over or copy anything that I have done, you are more than welcome. You have my permission to use it as a learning aid, of course. So yeah, I will get these posted. But otherwise, let's find somebody to raid. See who we have online. Because it's a Thursday. It's different today. It's a different day. Let's go raid Mahokar. Noreen is streaming today. Noreen, again, another master artist at shapes. Noreen does such a good job at, remember how we were talking about shapes and how like some masters can just like draw without like their sketching and stuff like that? Noreen is so good at using their shapes and blobs. So they do like, they have their own art style that is super cute. But they are so good at blocking things out on the first try and drawing their shapes and stuff and making them look really, really good. Oh, I missed a question, sorry. With Camp Foxfire, what will we do with the art lessons over this 2 weeks? So, yes, the art lessons will just end up being on pause while Camp Foxfire is in place. But it's just gonna give you more time to practice those lessons, okay? So I think having some weeks in between for people to just catch up and practice is not a bad thing. So we'll just have those 2 weeks there that we'll have a pause on our art. So yeah, keep practicing while it's going on. We just won't have new lessons, but keep practicing all the old stuff for sure. Thank you, Blaze. That is a good question to address. All right. Oh, also a go, and a nya nya, nya nya. Yay, catch up time, exactly. And that means too, if you are watching the VOD and you're behind, you'll get 2 weeks to catch up. That is also handy. Thank you, LiLi. Of course, of course. Double high fives. Double. All right. What is our raid command gonna be? I guess just an art raid. Just art raid. Art raiding, maybe. Just like that. Art rating. And if you do not have my emotes, then do a Foxfire raid there. Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you, of course, for hanging out and chilling with me. Especially all of you that join and you don't even do any art and you're just here to sit and learn and listen to me ramble about art for 3 hours. I appreciate it. And to all of you who might be lurking and following along, I appreciate it. But yeah, let's go over and give Maho Carp or Noreen some good old Foxfire lovin'. Don't like my bits not rounding off. Please, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for this stream. I enjoyed my stay. Thank you for being here, Serene. And yeah, I look forward, if you do end up posting your art in the Discord channel, I look forward to seeing your progress and your art journey too. There we go. The raid command up. I need to copy my art rating message. There we go. A raid. All right. Thank you again, Foxfires, for hanging out with me. And I will see you on... Oh, a reminder. I am off Friday, Saturday, so there will be no streams tomorrow or Saturday. But I will have a stream on Sunday. We're going to play a new game, most likely. So don't know what it's going to be. Maybe we'll do a poll or like a random spin the wheel. We'll figure out what we want to do. So yeah, that's going to be on Sunday. Guess what? I'm going on a train ride on Saturday. I'm excited. I will post pictures and adventures of that in the Discord most likely as well. I forgot to mention it. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. How's Fall Guys? I'm working on it. I am still working on it. I'm actually gonna play some probably tonight and hopefully get close to finishing the badge or pass, if not finish it. But I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone it is for you. I hope it's a good one, Foxfires. And if you're off to bed, sweet dreams. Otherwise, let's go give Noreen some Foxfire love. Bye bye.